Really, that's 5. This is that meaningful to me. Man, all you guys. You can see it.
Yeah.
We love you, Greg.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
Man, I wish I wouldn't I wish I wouldn't cry all the time. But you know, it just the idea of connection and relationship is you can't beat that on any other level on planet Earth. That is the thing. And to have these many people who have seen me and known me through the years, boy, that just moves me so much. And yeah, that's about it. You know, all this kind of a thing. I want to do it after this song that I want to play. It's my favorite hymn, and he knows exactly.
Abide with me.
This is,
Maybe.
I'm going to read a part of this,
Yeah.
but those of you who have been through hymnals, it doesn't matter what denomination you are, this is probably in it. It's called Abide with Me. You've heard that. And here's why I want to start this thing. Well,
Yeah.
fast falls the eventide. The darkness deepens. Lord, with me be abide.
Yeah.
When other helpers fail and comforts flee, help of the helpless, oh, abide with me.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat that.
Right.
So that's what I want to play here. And I'm just going to make sure that I don't mess it up, because right now anything could happen.
We don't care if you mess it up, Greg.
Yeah, right.
Some of us wouldn't even know.
Great point. Great point.
There you go.
Yes, I'm gonna hold you to that, Tina.
That's right.
I keep telling him there is nobody there that's coming for perfection. They will be impacted no matter what.
Okay, so most of you know the tune, but I'm gonna play this arrangement.
I remember it.
Yeah, is it? Good. Yeah, you never know with Alzheimer's what's going to happen next. And when I got the diagnosis and it came back as Alzheimer's, I thought I was going to die. I said, this is the last word in the vocabulary, the last one I want to hear. So when this neurologist put me through the PET scan and got back the results, he said, well, Greg, you have Alzheimer's. I said, are you sure? This is a neurologist, man, the most smart guy in the world. He said, yes, Greg, I'm sorry. And he said, I would bet you anything that probably 10 years ago you had this. 10 years before. So I said, well, okay, that's interesting. But, you know, I mean, nothing really happened in 10 years. Yeah, but the way of Alzheimer's starts then. So you may not have felt it, or but it's there. I said, wow, well, thank you for that good news. I said, are you serious, man? And he says, yes, I'm sorry. Yes, you are. So, man, I'm telling you, I wanted to die. And if I could have, I might have done it. But I knew that there was more to be done. And, you know, once that diagnosis came, then my true retirement started. Because I was still doing some work and all. But I said, okay, that's gone, all my work that I've done. But I said, there's got to be something that gives me purpose, even though I have Alzheimer's. And man, Shasta and I started talking about this, and the month went by, and it sort of halfway through March, we decided, you know what, the best thing in the world for me, and this was a part of her, you know, hey, have you thought about this kind of concept, right? Yeah, so we thought, you know what, the best thing we can do is talk about my journey and then just post it. And, you know, I had no idea what would happen with that. But we gave the first one, and I believe that my first post started with, the worst word in the world has now slowed me down. And then I put Alzheimer's or whatever. You know what I found out with this whole thing? I found out several things. The first thing is people are hungry for this post. They want to know, you know, tell me what I can do or what my dad needs to do, or, you know, blah, blah, blah. Well, my dad, I love him to death, and he died in 2002. He died of dementia of some kind. He didn't know which kind, but he died from it. And during that time that he was there, we watched him and said, you know, yeah, he's having a hard time here, and he's getting lost here and there, and, you know, blah blah blah. So he gets put into the nurse's care. And fortunately for him, it was a fast one. I think it lasted, what?
Only a year in the
A year.
facility.
Isn't that true, Vaughn? Yeah. Vaughn, to his credit, I was up in Seattle, and when we found out that he had died, Vaughn was there. I was so proud that he was there as our family. There were my uncle and my aunt, and was there anyone else there?
Grandma.
Oh yeah, his wife, your grandma, my mom. So they went through that process, and then when he died, at some point we had a memorial service with him and the whole thing, and it was very powerful. But I went away saying, which then I picked up again this Friday a year ago, when she and I were talking about what do we do now. I said, well, I'm not going to do what Dad did. That was his thing, that was his journey, and that's okay. But I don't want to do this alone. I mean, Shasta is the best in the world, and I need more. You know what I mean? I mean, she is so good with what she does with me and for me. But one of the comments that came into me, and I started seeing those more and more, was, what do I do if my mother, for example, here's one that actually happened. This daughter said, her mother said to her, you are not to tell anybody that I have Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
So she was struggling with that. Here's her daughter, and what are you going to do with that? Just one person doesn't do it all. And so I said to Shaz, I said, that's the key here. We've got, people are afraid and or ashamed if they say, I have Alzheimer's. I mean, isn't that true? When you've heard people? And I said, I do not want that. I want to be open on this thing. And so as I be open, then we can deal with the issues that come through us all the time. I probably have had 2,000 to 3,000 comments just from March. There were that many people that just came in, read the thing, and then said, wow, what can I do? Or whatever. Here's the caregiver. What about her?
Yeah.
That's not just me, it's her. Man, that's that one I will cry over a lot. Yeah. So it was interesting to see the process, and I've done all the regular things, my supplements. Man, I have so many supplements. It's amazing. It's amazing, man. They don't just stop in my throat because, man, I end up coughing, and I said, let me have some water quick, Shaz. I'm dying here. But they're really good ones, and this is going to really astound you. But please don't blame me on this one. But I found from a doctor that nicotine is a very significant supplement. I said, are you serious? Because I've never touched a cigarette in my life. So what in the world is this for? Well, it turns out, with all the research, that it begins to increase your cognitive part of the brain. And so you put on a patch, and that's it.
So he's wearing stop smoking patches now.
I said to her, I said, man, if any of these people see that, because it's in a little bag, and it says stopping smoking, I said, well, that's good, people, because I'm not doing it, but I'm liking this patch. Creatine is a new one that I've been starting to do, and
Lithium.
yeah, lithium.
Starbucks?
Yeah, Starbucks. Well, that could be really helpful, actually. Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff going on out there. The research is just over the top. So I came to a place where, and I did a post on this, the overwhelm.
Yeah.
So I did a whole one on overwhelm. I said, this is terrible, man. I mean, everything comes in, and then these people who are reading this stuff, they don't know anything about it, but they said, have you done this? I go, forget them, man. I mean, no, I don't want that. So I guess I'm being a little bad here. But you know, when you're going through death at some point, then you got to take it seriously. And a few jokes I make every once in a while to make it feel good, but when it's really, I have to tell you that I sit in my office and yeah, I just start crying. And I've shared that with my kids. They know what it feels like for me, and Shasta too, you know. So all of that to say, I'm doing everything I can and taking in all these supplements and you know things. So nobody can say, well, why don't you do this, do that? I go, well, those people I don't listen to because, I mean, I'm not trying to be bad about it, but after a while you get overwhelmed. And say, come on, people, man. I mean, what? Is there like a miracle, you know, thing? So that's a hard part for me, but it's a part of me. And Shasta and I have gone to a lawyer, and this lawyer is an older woman, but man, she's been elder care for 40 years. She knows all the ins and outs of what we should do. And brother, she was so helpful, man. I love a person like that who just tells it like it is. Man, she just told it like it was. And so, you know, but for example, maybe you should give the example. My thing was a video for either the doctors or the people. You know, I talked with Vaughn about it and Natalie, but also, and you can take it away.
I don't know what story we're telling.
I got you finally. I was just joking. No, but she has to be equally a part of this thing.
Oh, they made him fill out.
Yeah.
We found an incredible end-of-life directive that's designed for the stages of Alzheimer's, and it's a really good one. So he can have different choices of what he wants to do at his end of life if he's in stage 1 versus stage 3, and like that's just it's a good directive that probably everybody should be filling out. So we went in there and gave all of our stuff to her, and she said, "And where's yours, Shasta?" And I was like, "Oh no, I'm not the one dying." You know,
And she goes, "Oh yeah."
She was like, "You need to fill one out too," and I was like, "Right." So I sat there and filled mine out too, and so is that the story you wanted?
Yeah.
But it's a good reminder to all of us to not have to wait. It's easy to think we've got time to do it, and it does feel good. I mean, it's a little hard, of course. I understand why people delay it. It's a little hard to sit there and like imagine having this and making those decisions, but there is a sense of relief and a sense of pride in doing the things that we can do, and I have utmost respect for this man and throughout the whole diagnostic process, just being willing to do all the things, and yeah, you showed up well.
Yeah, that's why she needs to do it, because it's important. I mean, if you're a caregiver, wow, that's a lot. And when she's on her way home, she calls me. So she's coming home at about 8 or 8:30, depending on your. So it's been a wonderful way for us to just talk about it. And so I ask her questions, and then this amazing voice comes across and says, "Well, how about you, Dad? I mean, how are you doing?" That's like the coolest thing. And then Vaughn calls me regularly, and we get to talk over the phone, and I ask him about how he's doing, and then he says, "How about you, Dad?" Such a good question. How come we don't do that more often? What was it that I used? What was it?
How about you?
Oh, how about you? Yeah. Man, that's a sacred thing, man. So thank you both for what you're doing for me. I mean, I can't tell you how important that is for me. And so I want to say one thing that when I went through the UC Davis, they do a massive exam, which you probably are all know about it, but it's a 3-hour thing. And I said to the two psychologists, they're neuropsychologists, but they're not neurologists, so they only have a certain amount or whatever. So they put me in this room, and one of those neuropsychologists, showed me how to do it and all this kind of thing. And I said to myself, "Oh man, I'm gonna die here." I mean, this is big deal. I mean, really, it's probably my Alzheimer's. I have no idea, but it just was terrible. But I get to the end, and the psychologist says, "You know what, Greg? It's not bad. A lot of people have it this amount." I said, "Well, so what's the amount?" And he said, "This is our diagnosis is MCI, mild cognitive impairment. That's what you have right now." I said, "Oh, is that good?" And they go, "Well, not necessarily, but but that means you're way in the beginning stage. We meet these people all the time," he said. "So don't worry, just know," and all this. So then I was able to get the neurologist, and he started looking through all this stuff. And he said, "Yeah, I mean, I know what, I did the MRI with those guys, and that showed that my frontal brain was, I'm losing the, what do you call those things?"
Brain cells?
Well, okay, that's good enough. Yeah, so
So he has,
there was
we all
enough.
have like 6
Yeah.
different parts of our 6 functions of our brain, and what's interesting is his memory so far is actually on par with him in his age, so that function wasn't actually the one that's most impacted. The ones that were more impacted is taking information in, so too much information in, he walks away absorbing like half of that. So like too much information in, so if I say...
Excuse me, what did you just say?
Exactly.
I like to do that with her. Yeah.
So funny.
Way to go.
So where the rest of us can say, if I were to say, go in the kitchen, open the pantry, get out a can of beans, like...
Yeah, I would get the beans and that's it.
He would be like, go where am I? Like, it would just, so what his ability to kind of take in information, and then his ability to kind of bring the information out, so his communication, which you're doing amazing tonight.
Yeah.
But sometimes he has a hard time just getting the words out or like communicating what he wants to say.
That's because of this group.
Yeah.
He's
I'm so
adrenaline-
afraid of you. I don't want to make any mess.
The supplement of adrenaline is kicking in, which is but yeah, so what's interesting is just how complicated our brains are and how well you can do certain tasks, but other tasks are just incredibly overwhelming or too much too much information.
Yeah, the strongest sentence that I've heard from these people is, the earlier you go on this thing, the better you will find it to be. In other words, they were saying, you know what, this was before I turned 70, so I was like 69 and a half. I took this thing and they said, boy, this is good that you're willing to do this no matter what you find. And I go, well, okay then, bring it on. I mean, what else do I do? Where do I go? Well, the neurologist ordered that one. But I absolutely believe it, because here's another thing with my posts. The comments that people make are the ones where, well, I've got some things that maybe I'm worried about, but other than that, I'm not doing anything. Well, what in the world? I mean, that's a ridiculous way to go, because we don't get our support system to work. So my first what did I just say?
Support system.
The first support system was Shasta. And then I talked to the kids, so they knew exactly what I was doing. And Paul and my other friend, best friend, and I'm telling you, it is a lifesaver. It's a lifesaver to have other people journeying with you, and you're not alone on this crazy thing. Man, so that's why the early on is so much better. So,
And hopefully in the next couple of years, it's gonna get to the point where there's treatments. So obviously getting early detection helps. Like right now, you've got options for infusions and stuff that can slow the progression. So there's starting to be more things on the market. So it is certainly something the next couple of years, hopefully the treatments get better, which makes it even more likely, more desirable to get diagnosed. But right now it's giving you the space, it's giving us the space to process it, to grieve it, to do all the things to line up as much as we can to, yeah, but you've done an amazing job with all of that.
yeah, man, it's one of those things, man, we can't stop. Oh, man. Any of you have any questions or?
200 members on the Union Adventist University campus, which has an additional 500 or 600 students. When we had an opening, I helped open the door. I said, I know a guy that would really do an amazing job preaching to the college students, to the church at large, and we were able to hire him there. So in my 36 years as one of the pastors there, 7 of my favorite years were the years that Greg was the pastor there. I learned a lot. I taught Bible in the high schools for 11 years, but was somewhat of a rookie pastor. But I learned a lot about being an effective pastor from spending those 7 years with Greg, the friendship that we developed there. I don't know if he had a trademark, but one of the trademarks I will talk about, Greg preached, you know, not every week, but a majority of the time, because he was our lead pastor, our preaching pastor. The tradition was that he would preach an amazing sermon, then he would walk over to the piano or the keyboard and play a song. Sometimes it was a song he wrote the night before that would go with the theme of the sermon. Then he would, when he was finished, after he made an appeal, and then walk over to the piano and play and sing, then he would go and kneel in the middle of the platform and pray for the congregation. At the end of that, our organist, Ken Graham, who was one of my students in the 70s at Upper Columbia Academy, was our organist with perfect pitch. So even if it was a song Greg wrote the night before and changed keys a couple times throughout, at the end of the prayer, Ken Graham would come in on the organ and play the last 2 or 3 measures of that same song, but also in the same key that he finished in, which is a subtle thing. But it was really powerful. It was a neat thing. My other one music memory is one time we were really hard up for some praise music. So not the Greg on his guitar part, but I was up there with my 3-string mountain dulcimer, and I don't remember who else. So we led 3 or 4 praise songs, and when we got to the last one, the string broke on his guitar. So he's like, Terry, you're going to have... So at the end of the prayer, there was a response song. It was, Jesus, 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 your love has melted my heart. So I had to lead that on my 3-string mountain dulcimer because he had broken a string on his guitar.
Couldn't play with 5 strings, huh?
I guess so.
Come on.
No, if Keith, if you would have brought us an extra,
There you go.
right, your ukulele would have been.
And my wife Angel said to mention for sure that he is an encourager, and I found that not only for me, but my wife developed some women's ministry programs on the pastoral staff there at the church, and Greg was a great encourager for helping her develop those women's ministries programs at the church, and some of them are still continuing on. So, Greg, love you, man.
Thank you. But here's what I like about this song. It's called My Tribute. And some of you know this, Andre Crouch.
Yeah.
Great song. So here's the first verse. How can I say thanks for the things you've done for me, things so undeserved?
Yeah.
Things so undeserved, yet you give to prove your love for me. The voices of a million angels could not express my gratitude. all that I am and ever hope to be, I owe it all to thee. That's a good one, isn't it? So sing it with me if you want, and let's see how this goes. This is a good stop. Because it's now saying, and ever hope to be.
Yeah. There you go.
So I'm hoping that I can do that.
You got it.
Help me, please. Help me, please.
So far, it's awesome.
Yeah.
What's that?
Keep going.
So far, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to stop here.
Where are you at?
I'm right at the chorus. Yes, Don't leave yet.
For the things he has done.
Work out the bridge. Thank you so much. I know that's it's a happy, but oh man, thank you so much, though, man. I'm telling you, this is like one of those songs that never go to sleep.
Yeah.
Man, that's a good one. So thank you for singing with me. That was even better. Man, that was good. So thank you. Thank you for being there. My goodness.
Absolutely.